Good day, students. You're welcome to our class today. The subject is agricultural science, and the topic we're looking at is factors of production. For this class, we'll be considering capital and management. Remember that in the last class, we looked at the first part of this topic. We said production refers to all economic activities which result in the creation of goods and services. We also said that for goods and services to be created during the process of production, certain factors must be combined, and these factors are known as the factors of production. We said that to produce food and other useful agricultural materials from agriculture, farmers must have the following major factors. They include land, labor, water, capital, and an efficient management system. So last week we were able to look at land, labor, and water as factors of production. We considered the characteristics or features of land, labor, and water, as well as the importance of those factors of production. You're also given a classwork. Some of you responded by sending your answers to the portal, while some of you are yet to respond to the classwork. So I advise those who are yet to do the classwork to make sure they do the classwork and send it to me on the portal. So let's look at the objective of our lesson for today. So here are learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, you're expected to be able to define capital. Also, you should be able to state the sources of capital, state the importance of capital, define farm management, state the characteristics of management, state the functions of farm manager, briefly explain how all the factors of production can be utilized, leading to improved agricultural production. Capital. Capital is human goods which are used in the production of other goods. All other factors of production cannot be carried out without capital. Capital or money is required to set the agricultural production in motion. Capital is required for the purchase of machinery like tractors and equipment for threshing, shelling, grinding, etc. It is also required for the purpose of improved seeds, improved livestock breeds, livestock feed, and medication. Let's now look at the characteristics or features of capital. Number 1, capital is man-made. It may be mobile or immobile. Capital is limited in supply. Capital can depreciate, that means decrease in value, or appreciate, which means increase in value. The reward for capital as a factor of production is interest. Sources of capital. Farmers can obtain capital from several sources, including personal savings, from agricultural banks, from friends and relatives, from government agencies, from loans from commercial banks, and also from cooperative societies. Let's now look at the types of capital. There are two main types of capital, namely fixed capital and working or variable capital. Fixed capital are capital or assets purchased for continuous use in production. In other words, these are items or materials which are not used up during production. Examples of fixed capital include farm tools and implements, land furniture and fittings, incubator, plow, harrow, tractor, etc. Working or variable capital. These are capital or assets which are used up during the process of production. Examples include feeds, that's livestock feeds, drugs, cash in hand, vaccines, fertilizers, seeds, chemicals, etc. Importance of capital in agricultural enterprise. Working capital is used in the day-to-day running of the farm enterprise. Working capital is used for paying wages of farm workers. Working capital is used for the purchase of farm inputs, maintenance services on the farm, feeding of livestock, etc. While fixed capital in the form of bursaries and farmstead provides shelter for farm operations. Let's now look at the last factor of agricultural production, which is entrepreneurship or management. Management refers to the person or group of persons who coordinates, organizes, and controls the use of other factors of production. Management is a major force which drives agricultural productivity. The day-to-day decision-making process on the farm is carried out by management. The management undertakes the function of coordinating other factors of production. It is often referred to as entrepreneurship. Proper planning is part of God's own very nature. Now, let's look at the characteristics or features of management. Number one, management or entrepreneurship is mobile. Yes, it means that it can move from one place to another. Also, an entrepreneur is a risk bearer, so he bears the risk of the business. Management coordinates and controls other factors of production. It is involved in decision making. It determines the level of pay or wages. Management reward is profit. Yes, the reward of an entrepreneur is profit. Functions of a manager. In agriculture, the farm manager is usually regarded as the entrepreneur whose duties include the organization, administration, production, and marketing of produce from the farm. Harnessing factors of production to improve agriculture. When factors of production are harnessed or put together, there will be an increase in productivity through the adoption of modern farming practices. The injection of capital into modern agriculture is very crucial to increasing the total output on the farm. Other factors like labor can be substituted by machinery to enable the farmer cultivate more land and rear more animals. The management must attempt to minimize the variabilities in production practices in order to increase production and maximize profit. So as we conclude, I'd like us to go back to the objectives of this lesson, just for us to be sure that the objective of the lesson has been achieved. So we said at the end of the lesson, you should be able to define capital. I'm sure those of you who are paying rapt attention should be able to define capital. We said capital is human goods which are used in the production of other goods. The second objective says that at the end of the lesson you should be able to state the sources of capital. Before that, we looked at the characteristics or features of capital. Then for the source of capital, we said the source of capital include from personal savings, agricultural banks, from friends and relatives, from government agencies, loans from commercial banks, and also cooperative society. Another objective of the lesson says that you should be able to define farm management. We said that farm management refers to the person or group of persons who coordinates, organizes, and controls the use of other factors of production. Also, we're able to look at the characteristics of management. We said it is mobile, and Brunia is a risk bearer. It coordinates and controls other factors of production, and most importantly, the reward for management is profit. We're also able to look at the functions of farm manager. And also we're able to look at how all the factors of production can be harnessed for improved agricultural production. This brings us to the end of the lesson. You can check the portal for these notes, and also make sure you attempt the classwork and submit on the portal. See you in the next class. Bye everyone. Stay safe.